I'm Marco from Getlo Racing and this is my Supermoto race bike.
It's a Honda CRF 450, purpose-built for supermoto racing. This bike has done a full racing season, so it's not in perfect mint condition as some show bikes. So let's begin at the front. For the front brake, we are using a Cobra PZ5 braking system. It's a double disc, so double 270mm discs with a double caliper, 8 pistons in total, and a radial braking pump. This front brake comes together with the fork bottoms. They are 20mm offset, so 8mm shorter than original. This helps me a lot in the front end feel and the turning of the bike. The bottoms also have a heavy-duty system for mounting the fork guard plastics. This enables us to mount the starting device very low on the fork, which is very important for starting on the asphalt. As for the bars, of course I'm using the Getlo Racing handlebars. I run the standard band. The hand guards are from Racetech. I prefer the plastic ones because in the event of the crash, aluminum ones can get bent and maybe block your levers. The triple clamps are also from Cobra PZ5, the Perimetrale model. They have an increased distance between the forks to accommodate the larger front wheel for Supermoto, and also the angle is closed so you have more turn-in capability. We also reduce the fork angle with an offset steering bearing, which again makes the front end more agile. The suspension is actually the original Showa suspension, which has the internal hydraulics modified and the springs changed. This work is done by Tiziano Monti. The big challenge in Supermoto is getting the suspension to be stable on the asphalt and to be plush on the off-road section. I feel that we've made great progress and the bike is very good in both those areas. The seat cover is custom made by T-Cover. It has anti-sliding straps which keep your ass in place in braking and acceleration, and it also has some personal design details. We also designed and 3D printed a battery holder which lets us use a smaller battery, so less weight and more space in the airbox. On the frame I use the Vibram pads. They increase the grip from my boots and they also protect the frame from scratches. The foot pegs are original, just shortened and with some material added on the bottom to make them last longer. We tend to lean the bikes 60 even 70 degrees sometimes, so the pegs are scraping the asphalt and they need some help to make it through the season. The most important modification on this bike is reinforcing the swing arm. I lost a full season battling with chattering and a strange feeling on the exit of corners. Once I reinforced the swing arm, the chattering was gone and the bike handled much better. The asphalt is a hungry bastard, so I'm using these Gecko axle blocks, which feature a plastic slider that protects your axle nut and thread in the event of a crash. The final drive is much faster than on a motocross bike. On Supermoto we get up to 150-160 km an hour on tracks, so I'm using a 14-tooth sprocket on the front and a 46-tooth sprocket on the back. The chain is a DID Gold chain. We also have to use a chain slider to keep it from banging into the rear wheel. The slider is done by us. It's a stainless steel bracket with an interchangeable slider made from a special plastic that has micro oil bubbles in it, so it has the least amount of friction on the chain as possible. Another big help for me was this linkage by Spider. It changes the shock geometry so the bike is more stable and supported in the asphalt, but you don't make it harsh and rough on the off-road. The wheels are from Alpina. They are tubeless wheels, so every spoke has a gasket. They are very light wheels. On the front we use a 16-inch wheel and a Michelin front tire, and on the rear we use a 5.0-inch wheel and a Metzler tire. The exhaust system is made by HGS. It's the GP version with larger diameter tubes, which seems to work better on my tuned engine. The engine tuning is done by Tomazin R&D. He does head porting, cam reprofiling, a different piston and the racing ECU. The gear lever has a button from SP Electronics. This is for a quick shifter system which allows you to change gears without letting go of the throttle or using the clutch. That basically means that your gear changes are faster and you don't unsettle the bike if you change the gears in the middle of the corner. And last but not least is the Adige APTCR slipper clutch. This is a very important part, as for Supermoto, a slipper clutch will remove the chattering of the rear wheel when you try to slide into the corner. You can also do it manually, but with the slipper clutch it's automatic, so it's much easier. I use different clutch plates and a little bit stiffer springs, which gives me a better feel for starting. This clutch also allows you to set how much engine braking you want, and I'm using the least amount possible. My mechanic is always screaming at me, don't slide the bike so much, be smooth, think of the lap times. With less engine braking, you tend to slide less. Hopefully you liked this inside tour, and if you did, please subscribe to our channel and share the video.